All right. Happy Friday to everybody, although it's not quite that happy. Um, right now, what I would like to do is I would like to talk to the people of Truckee. Now, when I say that, this is not directed toward those people in Truckee who believed that Kiely Rodni's death was foul play. This is directed toward those specifically involved and those trying to cover everything up. And, I'm sure that you're probably all sitting around this morning, slapping high fives, drinking your martinis or Coors beer or whatever it is that you're drinking, thinking, yeah, we did it. We pulled it off. We got away with this. Well, I got some news for you. Not yet. Not so fast, my friend. You haven't gotten away with it yet. Long from getting away with it. Because we know what you did. Yeah, Sammy, we know what you did, and your little arrogant act is going to come to a screeching halt. We know what you did. And we're not stopping until your ass is in prison. Just so you know. And if you think it's idle threats, yeah, you may have money, you may have connections there in Truckee, but there's a whole lot of people that aren't involved and aren't sitting in your little cocoon of safety that you guys have there. I have connections too. In fact, I just got off the phone with the guy I used to work for, who is now one of the higher ups in the Department of Justice in Washington, D.C. And he knows my track record. I was his right-hand man when I was working there. He trusts my judgment. He knows that I don't say anything unless I have something to back it up, and there's reason to believe that there's truth to what I'm saying. I'm sending him a bunch of stuff. We already talked on the phone. I told him what was going on, and he was appalled by it. And he has a lot of pull. So be afraid. Be very afraid. We're coming after your asses. We know that this whole investigation was a cover-up. Everything you did speaks to that. You intentionally, look, Nevada County Sheriff's Office, Placer County Sheriff's Office, we know that you intentionally did everything wrong from the beginning. I mean, the arrogance of it, with all these eyes on you, and yet you still come out saying that it was an accident. Where according to the autopsy, Kiely didn't have water in her lungs or her stomach. And you were trying now to claim that it was dry drowning? How can it be dry drowning when the car would have filled up within 20 to 30 seconds with water? How can you call it a accidental drowning when she had no water in her lungs or stomach? When a person drowns, they inhale water, they swallow water. There's going to be a ton of water in their lungs and in their stomach. Now, since there was just like a little bit of seepage of water into her lungs, but none in her stomach, what does that tell you? It tells you that she was already dead when she went into the lake, and you guys know it. Oh, by the way, Sammy, what were you thinking when you were covering up all your bruises and scratches and all that with that white paint? Were you trying to play clown? Oh, by the way, yeah, and I saw that, let me get in the camera here, the bruise right here. The big old bruise you had right there. You know what that's indicative of? You know what? When I was a cop, I encountered more than my share of like domestic violence and stuff like that. And when somebody's trying to attack another person, when the person's trying to fend them off, that person ends up with a bruise right there. I saw that bruise when you were like raising your hand at that one rally or whatever it was, where you're trying to act like you really cared about Kiely. Ha! Shh. We can see right through you. I mean, you're more invisible than Casper. And that bruise right there, when I saw that, and that's all on video. The bruises that you tried to cover up with paint. That's why, oh, by the way, that's why when you mentioned on your interview with your buddy, Tony Dodge, who we all trust about as much as we trust a rattlesnake, you made sure to mention, oh, there were friendly fights, but there were no fights after the fights this time. Of course, you made up that story. Or told that story, even if it was true. You had a specific reason that you told that. That way you could explain away the bruises. But in a friendly fight, here's some news for you. In a friendly fight, you're not going to end up with that bruise on your arm. You might be able to explain away the bruises on your legs that you tried to cover up. You know, the thing is, if you admitted that you were in a friendly fight, why would you need to cover them up? You must really be, are you really that arrogant that you think people wouldn't spot that? Seriously? Then you get on and making these videos. You're sick. You're sick. And the thing is, if a person kills once and gets away with it, they will kill again. We need to lock you up. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. You think you got away with it. You're so arrogant. You think, well, my parents got money and we're connected to all these people. But trust me, there's a lot of other people that are going to hear about this that are not connected and will not buy your bullshit. Same goes for Nevada County Sheriff's Office, Placer County Sheriff's Office. You can't tell me that you didn't find her vehicle. You knew right where it was. That's why you told Alameda County to only go 25 feet out and just look for her phone. I mean, how stupid is that? Who does that? No other law enforcement agency that I've ever been connected with would ever do that. Don't go out any further than 25 feet. How obvious is that? I mean, come on. You think everybody's stupid? You think that you guys are like more intelligent than everybody else? You know, your community, your arrogance maybe made you think that, but we see right through everything. The way that you intentionally botched everything, the way that you intentionally flipped the car over underwater, it did not wrap the windows, which is like a kindergartner would know to do that. You know that show, Are You Smarter Than a 5-Year-Old? Well, I think that question's been answered very, very well. You flipped it over underwater to lose evidence and to damage the body even further, which would make an autopsy even more difficult. Yeah, we know that's what happened. We know that's why you did it. There's no other plausible explanation. Either that or you're just plain stupid. And I don't think you're that, well, I may have to rescind that statement. But we know you're covering it up. We ain't stopping. We're not stopping. Not for a minute. There's a lot of us on here. We're going after your asses. A lot of us have connections. I have some really good connections. Really good connections. Mm-hmm. And if you want to go ahead and threaten me or do whatever you want to do, go ahead, but it's not going to change anything. Because I am not going to be deterred. Oh, and by the way, if something were to happen to me, I think everybody knows who to look at. So, here's a promise. You guys are not going to get away with this. You're not. There's too many of us out here who know exactly what's going on. Exactly why the fire cam footage came out when it did, because you knew there was a lot of gullible people out there who would buy it. And it split the online YouTube crime community right down the middle. And that's why you came out yesterday with your finding that Kiely was an accidental drowning, even though she had no water in her lungs or in her stomach. There's only one way that could happen. She's dead when she went into the lake, and you know it. Sammy, you know it. Probably better than anybody. You've done nothing but display sociopathic behavior since the beginning. Oh, I've seen my time in law enforcement. I've saw a lot of sociopathic people, and you fit the mold perfectly. Anybody that would do things to animals, they have no problem doing something to another human being that you were either jealous of or wanted what she had. Here's a promise. Your ass is going to jail. Your ass is going to prison. So, anyway, not sure what else I want to say other than I think your whole area there is a piece of shit. Your community, your Truckee way. But here's the deal. Your Truckee way is going to be your downfall. Your arrogance is going to be your downfall. You know that biblical saying, pride cometh before the fall? Mm-hmm. He that is proud shall be brought low. We're coming for you. I just want you to know that. We're coming for you. You're going down. You're going down. And that's a promise.